your heart beating in this same rhythm. You are experiencing the heartbeat of a dying man. And it is with death and dying that we concern ourselves. What happens at the point of death? What happens afterwards?
What's up, guys? I'm here with H.T.W. at the Riff before their show tonight, and I'm going to be asking them some questions. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I am Miss Shelbie Underwood, and I'm the vocalist.
I'm Kevin Underwood, and I play guitars. Blake Straley, drums.
I'm Cooper Kelly, I play the bass.
Okay, so my first one for you guys is, what is your backstory? How did you all come together to form a band?
Originally, the whole thing started as a huge ego project for myself, but after I started hating myself for that, a few months in, yeah, well, debatable. I really wanted it to be more of a project and something where everybody had a little bit of input and everything to it. And since there, like, all of our different backgrounds have kind of created the sound that we wound up with. So I suppose that's the condensed edition.
Yeah. Well, we're married, so that kind of started that. And then Blake was the first person to join the band on the drums. And then Cooper Kelly down the road actually started as our second guitarist and then turned into our bass player after Mackenzie kind of made her exit from the band. So that's kind of where we got there.
How would you say that your band sound is different from other local bands?
You want me to talk? Me get? Hey?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so something makes us a little bit different. We are a progressive band, so we don't always, we like to play songs with inside of songs and then somehow get back to the first song all in one song. But something else that kind of makes us different, which is, this is kind of my impact on the band, I guess. I'm a musical theater major, so we do a lot of like theatrical stuff. We usually dress up. Tonight we went with like PJs. Usually we dress up in steampunk, but we're getting ready to kind of change the way our look looks right now. So I feel like that. Anybody else want to elaborate?
Instrumental rock.
Oh, that's right.
We do instrumental pieces as well, kind of focus on that. And there's only a couple other bands I've seen in town that kind of jump on that train a little bit.
So earlier this year, you guys released your brand new album, Prometheus. What was the process like for creating this album?
Well, for me, a lot of finding my feet, just playing blues bands and things coming into this, I'd had a lot of experience in, but all the time signature switches you throw on me, so I had to really go in and get my feet wet and figure out physically writing pieces. I'm not just keeping time anymore. But as a band, I feel like it went pretty easy. I mean, we'd played all these songs live so much that they were kind of in our blood. So the recording process of it, we'd had them ever since we'd met each other. So these are songs that we've stored up and could play in our sleep. So this one went, I would say, fairly smooth. But moving forward, who knows?
And that was one of the things as we went forward with it was we started with basic outlines and stuff when we first met. And then like as we played it live, we figured out the things that we were like, I don't like that so much. It needs to go this direction instead. And like playing it live really did kind of let us find what made the most logical map sense in a sense.
How do you feel that the new album has helped you evolve as a band?
So prior to the release of an album, I was actually playing a completely different instrument than the one I'm playing right now. So I feel like there's been a lot of change that has happened since we recorded the album. And we're kind of coming to grips with this new style of band that we are, now that we've kind of changed the lineup a little bit, and the writing has been really fun. So I'd say there was a lot of change that happened right after we dropped the album. We got that off of our plate, and then it was like time to move on to something else. Everybody cool with that? Yeah, good answer? Okay.
Cooper actually took up the bass, like 7 months ago?
Yeah, my first show was in April.
In April? So he's been playing bass since April, and he's absolutely incredible. So I just have to put that there.
Okay, so what is your favorite thing about the genre of music that you play? And do you have a least favorite thing about the genre?
I'll go favorite thing. My favorite thing is that you never know what we're going to play. I feel like that's the biggest thing because most of our songs are like more than 7 minutes long, but like as far as like the genre of it, I mean, we have like a Western sounding song, we have like a really heavy song, we've got a song that has opera, so there's always, you never know what you're gonna get. Anybody wanna?
I'd say kind of my favorite thing too is we want to make them super immersive, so almost like you're sitting down watching a movie through this one song. And so our bands, our influences, Metallica, Iron Maiden, even all the way back to like Jethro Tull, and now you've got like Dream Theaters. Like it feels like you've gone from like you go to a concert and you're going to an event. You're not just going to a show. So like you feel like you went from point A to point B. You like feel like you've sat down and watched like a Lord of the Rings film. like you've gone somewhere, right? So that's kind of what I'd say is my favorite.
One thing I like about it is that it's made me a better player. One thing I don't like about it is I'm still bad.
Lies.
Get me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, I guess since everyone's gone with a favorite, like the whole thing of it being so complicated is you need like, okay, we go here, and then we go Wild West, and then we're gonna go do a ballad over here, and then we're gonna go back to that thing, and then we go to the ending, and then we go to the intro again, and back to the ending, you know.
So I think the most important thing that kind of is on the roadmap thing is if we get lost, it's kind of toast. It really is. Yeah, because it's with where you're at and depending upon the time signature and what's emotionally happening with the piece, it could be a travesty.
So if you could ask the music industry to change one thing, what would it be and why?
That feels like a Cooper.
Put the music back in the music industry, baby. Yeah, I said it. No, when you look at artists, don't look at like, I feel like when big labels or whatever, the industry people, when they look at artists like us, they look at like the amount of money they're going to be able to make off of us and not like how we're connecting with people. I would say that. Focus more on human connection, music industry. That's right, I'm addressing you, music industry.
Same thing, because like in the long run, the bands that have legs that span decades, that's what they were built on. So like, yeah, your party bands, you can cookie cutter out a dozen Justin Biebers, you can cookie cutter out a dozen
Bieber's an artist.
hair bands, Taylor Swift's, and after a while, those kids are going to grow up and then they're going to quit listening to that stuff. So music, so like you think of the Stones, you think of Metallica, Maiden, they've spanned decades and genres, and people are bringing their kids and grandkids to see these bands.
They did good.
Okay, so why did you name the band H.T.W? What does that even mean?
The official name that went through it kind of came from actually one of the first albums I ever bought. And like the connection of what the actual name of that particular record was connected to like the original key factors between like all the crazy guitar work and vocals being one of the main things. But as the time has gone on, the name has come to mean a whole bunch of things. See, as we go to any venue, it kind of changes its meaning and what it could actually be. So it's a little bit of a Springfield mystery at the moment.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like here's the thing. We do have a name for what it stands for. We tell nobody what the name of it is because the names people come up with are absolutely incredible and they're way better than what we could ever be.
Okay, so I have one more for you guys, and that is, what are your biggest goals as musicians? Is there anything in particular that you guys want to accomplish together?
Who wants to go first? Cooper.
I don't think I'm really out here trying to accomplish anything. I think that just the idea that I get to show up to a place that'll let us in with my friends and we get to play some music that we wrote, I'm already achieving enough there. I don't really need much more.
I like that. It's simple. For me, I'd say one time I would just like to do just one big tour, whether it's 4 states, 3-state radius, whatever it is, just something I can say that I've went out and played night after night after night after night, the same set list, and people enjoyed it. I want to turn people on with our music, and just to say that one good time, at least once we've done that.
Yeah, and I think, like, even for me, it's one of those things that I like the fact that when I'm getting it to go out and play something that is original to us, something that we do, and like whatever we're sharing with people is something that they can connect to in some way or another. That's really kind of one of the big hits as being a musician, and be able to say something and other people be like, yeah, I feel that.
I think they pretty much summed it up. For me personally, again, with us being kind of a theatrical concept band, as the vocalist, all of the songs that we write are stories. So usually there's different characters that are built within the songs, and being able to see people fully understand like what is happening with each character that we have through music is, I think, one of the most amazing things. So just to be able to play for people and see their reaction to what we're doing, that's for me.
Well, thank you guys for taking the time to let me interview you. Whenever you get the chance, be sure to check out H.T.W.